Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jamilia Sturm. I am a manifestation coach, and on this channel I talk about all things spirituality, mindset and manifestation. And today we're on episode 3 of my 10 episode series where I talk about things that I wish I would have knew before I aligned with my purpose. And the topic of today's episode is the world needs what you have to offer. So if you haven't yet aligned with your purpose and you're sitting there thinking, okay, there's something that I actually would love to do, there's something I'm really interested in, but there's already so many people out there doing it. For example, if you want to be a musician and the reason why you're not going all out with your singing career and just putting all your effort into making that singing career work, if the reason you're not doing that is because you just think there's so many other singers out there already, what you're doing is actually selfish because you are denying the world from the impact, the positive impact that you could have. You're denying all the people who would love your singing, your songs, who would resonate with your messages. You're denying all of those people from the positive impact that you would have on them. So whenever you do feel like that, you feel like, who am I to go out there and try to start a singing career? Who am I to, release my own album? Who am I to even work towards that? Because I'm not as good as Lady Gaga. I'm not as good as all these amazing artists out there. That is imposter syndrome. And when you're living under the control of imposter syndrome and you're really not going for what you want to go for just because you think there's already so many out there that there would be no point. That's like me really wanting to start a YouTube channel and just telling myself, oh, there's millions and millions of channels out there already, like successful channels, so I'll never be successful, or there's no point. That doesn't even matter. Being as great as the best people out there, being as great as the successful people out there doesn't matter. What matters is that you are giving what you have to offer to the people who will relate to it, to the people that do need to hear it, to the people that are looking for somebody just like you, for the people that are waiting for somebody just like you to show up. So if you think about it, if you're holding yourself back from putting yourself out there because you don't think you're good enough, that is actually a selfish way of looking at it. And I don't mean to sound blunt, but whenever you start thinking about others and offering your service and putting yourself out there, not for yourself, not for your own success, but you start doing it for something bigger, and you start focusing on the people that you could help, the people that you could impact, the people that you could reach through your art, through your music, through your services, whatever it is. When you start focusing on that, it no longer becomes this issue of there's no space in this niche for me, or there's no space in this industry for me. It becomes a matter of who out there is waiting for somebody like me, who out there is waiting to hear this message, who out there needs to hear this from the perspective of someone who's been through the things that I've been through in my life, because that person can relate to the things that I've been through. And if you're sitting there thinking, okay, that's all great, but I'm trying to build a business on this, I need the financial support of actually making this work and being successful. There is nobody in that industry like you, because we are all so unique. And you might be an aspiring artist, but there's no other artist out there like you. There's nobody who has been through the exact same things that you've been through in life. There's nobody who has the exact same voice as you. There's nobody who has the exact same outlook on life as you. There is nobody who writes lyrics like you. And I'm just using this as an example. But whatever career, whatever passion, whatever hobby it is that you would like to excel in, but you think the world doesn't need what you have to offer, or that industry is already so densely populated. Whatever it is, there is nobody in that industry like you. And an example of somebody who made it to the top in a really densely populated industry, won 11 Grammys, and was totally unique, totally different, was, dropped from her first record label after 3 months because they said that just wasn't their thing. They just weren't feeling it. And she ended up becoming the greatest pop star in the world. And that person is Lady Gaga. And if you look at someone like Lady Gaga, just imagine she would have told herself after that record label dropped her, imagine she would have told herself, there's no space for me in this industry. I'm not good enough. And there's already too many famous singers out there. Like, I'm never going to make this work. Imagine she would have given up because she didn't believe that she was good enough. Or imagine she gave up because she believed there wasn't space for her in the music industry. When Lady Gaga was growing up, she was actually bullied for how unique she was, right? So her uniqueness became her strength later on, but at the time she was actually really badly bullied, and because of that she felt socially isolated. She suffered from depression, and the amazing thing is she went on to use the one thing that caused her all that misery, ended up becoming her greatest strength. Her uniqueness is what made her so special and what made her stand out in the music industry. So because she went through all that difficulty and because she had such a unique path, that is what makes her unique now. And she's not just a singer, she's not just an actress, she's also a women's rights activist. She's also the founder of a foundation that helps teenagers who suffer with mental illnesses, and her aim is to eliminate the stigma around mental illness. The next time you think that the world doesn't need what you have to offer, ask yourself if there is somebody with your exact personality, with your exact life experiences, with your exact values, with the exact same vision that you have of the world and your life. Now you can see there's space for you because nobody has taken your space. And this just makes me think back to something I read in Jay Shetty's book, Think Like a Monk. He explains this view that he has taught about success. And all these monks are taught that success is a theater and every single person has a seat in that theater. So it's never a race to be successful. It's never a matter of if this person becomes successful before you, then you've lost your chance. There's a seat for everybody in the theater of success. And your seat is sitting there waiting for you to go up and claim it. So if you ever think that all the success in the world is used up and there's no point in you trying to be good at that you want to achieve, then just think about the theater. Just think about your seat waiting for you and ask yourself, why have you not yet claimed your seat? What is holding you back? So whenever you do step up to your purpose and you allow yourself to find your space in whatever industry it is you're trying to go into, you're going to start to build upon your success. And what you realize is that your career, your passion, your hobby doesn't define you. It isn't your identity. So to say that there's no space in this industry because there's so many other artists out there is rubbish. That's like saying there's no space for you in the world because there's so many people out there, if you think about it. If that's how you best express yourself to the world, if that's how you best have a positive impact on people, if that's how you become aligned with your higher self and the best version of yourself, and that's how you express yourself best to the world, then that's what you should focus on. Because there's nobody like you. There's no one who's going to express themselves exactly the way you do. And if you're not allowing yourself to do that because you feel there's not enough space for you in the industry, that's selfish, because you're holding all your capability back from the people who need what you have to offer, who need to hear what you have to say. There's a book called Regrets of the Dying by Bronnie Ware, and the number one most common regret that these people who were at the end of their life had was, I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself and not the life others expected of me. So guys, I'm gonna leave you with that, and just remember, the next time you feel like the world doesn't need what you have to offer, think again, because there's nobody like you. So, guys, have a lovely rest of your week, and I will see you in next week's episode. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel because I really appreciate every single subscriber. I appreciate every single thumbs up. It makes a massive difference for me right now because I'm at the very early stages of growing my channel. So I appreciate any comments, any thumbs up, any subscribes. So yeah, with that being said, see you next week.